Hey guys, this is Cahet with WPGN, and today this is a rant. This is WPGN against Walmart. This morning, a friend of mine went to go take back a game because the PlayStation wasn't reading it. Like it would start, go through the opening, part of the opening cinematic, and then it would just stop. It wouldn't read the disc. Now we got this game pre-owned from Walmart. It was infamous. It was the infamous package. Comes with the first and second one. Yada yada yada. So we got that. We put in the first disc, and that's what it did. We figured, well, maybe since it's pre-owned, maybe it's just dirty, and there was some smudges on it, so we took some cleaner to it and cleaned it off. Still didn't work. So we got in the car, went back to Walmart, said, hey, this game doesn't work. I'd like to return it. And at first I said, well, if we have another copy back there, why don't you just, swap it for another copy? And, I said, well, it was the only one when we came and got it, so we're pretty sure there's not one back there, but, just to rule out that possibility, we'll go look. So we went and we thumbed through every disc, every pre-owned game for PS3, Xbox 360, PS2, and the Nintendo DS on their shelf that they had, and they did not have another copy of that game. So we walked back up to the return desk, or the customer service desk, and they said that, well, we can't refund you for it because we have to exchange it for the same title. And I said, okay, well, why can't you just refund us the money and we'll be all good? And she said, well, it has something to do with the federal copyright law. And I said, okay, well, why don't you get a manager? So she calls over, the next person in line, and next person on the totem pole, and this lady comes over and says, okay, what's the deal? And I said, well, we'd like to get a refund for this game. She said, well, we can't give you a refund, but you can exchange it for a copy of the same title. And I said, well, let's see, that's the problem is, you don't have any more. She goes, okay, well, I'm sorry, then there's nothing I can do about it. I said, so wait a minute. We come and buy this game. It doesn't work. You sold us a non-working product, and now you're telling me basically, tough fucking shit, you bought a broken game, you're bad, oops, oh well. No, that doesn't work, we'd like a refund. And she said, well, I can't do that. It's against the federal copyright law. And I'm like, okay, well, why don't you give your manager a ring and see what they have to say about it. So she spends a few minutes on the phone jibber jabbering, and turns around and basically says the same thing, that they cannot issue a refund because it is in violation of the federal copyright law. And I'm like, I've worked for companies, and in some fashions still do, that do release software and work under the federal copyright law every day, and I am pretty sure that it doesn't say that. And she's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I've been talking to my friend and said, okay, well, do you want to give up on it, or do you want to go and find the federal copyright law, and yada, yada, yada. So we decided that we were going to come back, get on the computer, look up the federal copyright law, and turns out that we don't even need the federal copyright law. The Federal Trade Commission released a bill in 2009 stating that any software goods or goods of a digital media nature, if they do not perform at the time of purchase, then you can return them for a refund, that you are actually entitled to that. There is no law saying that, oh, because you bought it and it's a PlayStation game or it's a computer game, that you can't get a refund on it. There's nothing that says that. It actually states specifically that you are entitled to a refund. So we printed that out from two different sources and took it back and said, okay, well, we went to talk to the same girl that was there when we went the first time, and said, just to save you the trouble, why don't you go ahead and get your manager up here now? No, it's okay, calls the same lady over that she did before. And, we told her the same thing. We said, just to save you the trouble, why don't you get your manager over here now? Because now we're back and we have proof stating that you, by law, have to give us a refund for a bad product that you've just sold us. And she said, okay, well, let me go talk to him. Disappears into a door, and, I don't really actually think there was anybody in that room. But she spends a while in there, closes the door behind her, and I'm standing there with the paperwork in my hands. And after a few minutes, she comes out and tells the girl to give us a refund and walks off. So I opted to leave the copy of that law with, the girl, and I said, I understand that this isn't your fault. You're just telling us what they tell you to tell us. But why don't you get this copy to your manager so that they understand that by law you have to give a refund for these types of things, and that refusing to give a refund is against the law. And she said, okay, and on our way out, we saw the same lady that had just briskly walked off after instructing the lady to give us a refund. And I also made sure that she knew that I had left a copy there for her and her managers to peruse. So here's the whole moral of this story, fellas. If you ever buy a game from a Video Games Etc., a used game store, a GameStop, a Walmart, a Target, some unknown name superstore that I've never fucking been to. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. If they buy the game from you as used, or they accept the game as used, or as new, with intention to sell it on their shelves as a stock product item for their store, they by law have to be a licensed retailer for that company. If they are not a licensed retail location or retailer for that company, then they can get pretty hefty fines. But if they are a licensed retailer for that company, they can buy and sell new and used games. They can also trade them. It is not illegal to trade if you are a non-licensed retailer, because you are trading for no monetary value. But if you are a non-licensed retailer, it is illegal to sell or buy the games with intention to sell them. On the other hand, if you are a licensed retailer for that company and you sell someone a bad game, like it's a bad game disc, or if it's pre-owned, it does not matter whether it has been opened or not. You sold them a bad product. They sold you a bad product. By law, they have to take it back if you are within their 30-day return policy. That does not only apply to every other item, but it applies to digital media and software alike. They have to take it back. They have to give you your money back if you want a refund. Let me cite my sources. And I'll not only show this on screen, but I will leave links in the descriptions below. That way you can pull them up on your own internet browser and print them out as you need to or as you see fit. So we'll start in by won't give a refund for a non-working game. And this is how I found this information, because I wasn't sure exactly, what, what thing that would have come up under. Okay, where did it go? Let's go to history. Okay, so there's a search for Gusida. Okay, nope, there's a summary. I'll have to go back a little bit longer for that. But there's one. So let's go to history again. I think yeah, okay. It was this that. All right, here we go. All right, so you have your resources for life here. Now, as this is not actually a government site, this is just basically reinforcing the first one that I opened that I'm going to show you now. But here's what you need to be reading right here, guys. The software sales scam. It is amazing how many companies have a software return policy or return policy in general that doesn't permit refunds. What a racket to be in. To presume to have the ability to sell a product and offer zero customer satisfaction is quite offensive. What's to prevent consumers from being misled or sold defective products? This page explains your rights as a consumer, and you can go ahead and look down here. It has PDF links, all this other stuff. I believe it actually even has a phone number. Yep, here's a phone number for you. And if you want to just go straight to the act and read through all that, you can go to this page here, which is the Computer Information Transactions Act Summary. And this is issued by the Federal Trade Commission. So I will copy these links and I will open up a notepad and put them down so I can include them in the description to this video. So if you feel the need or have the need to look them up, say you're trying to return a game and they won't take it, you can print these out or load it up on your phone and show them this. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. I'll include those below. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing, and I will talk to you later.